Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Before we get started, please consider subscribing to my channel and possibly becoming a patron. Now this is my first video in the series of tutorial videos for the RadioMaster Zorro radio. So if you're new to the hobby, hopefully these videos will be able to help you out. So in this video we are going to bind our receiver to our radio, to the multi-protocol module within our radio. So the first thing we're going to have to do is put the receiver into bind mode. Now I'm not going to show you this. What you have to do is hold down the bind button and then apply power to the receiver. It will now be in bind mode. So let's switch over to the radio and we will do this process. Okay, so I'm holding the bind button down on the receiver and I'm going to plug it into the power source. Now I'm using an R161 receiver RadioMaster. Now on our radio we need to hit the model key and then scroll across to the first screen which is set up. We're going to scroll down. Now we can scroll up because it's quicker, and we're going to go to our internal module. We're going to click the enter button, which is the scroll wheel, and say multi and click. Then we go to type and we're going to look for, you will have to choose the receiver that you're using. I know this is FreeSky X2 D16, so that is correct. You can see the version of the multi-protocol firmware we've got on the radio. It's 1.3.0, which I know the new version is 1.3.3.7, which we will update in an upcoming video. Now we need to scroll down until we become, now we can give the receiver a number, and then that will be, once you set that number, you would then, if you put this receiver into another aeroplane and using the same radio, all you'd have to do is put that receiver number in and it would already be bound, but we're not going to use that in this case. We're going to click the bind button. Now here we have our options to have telemetry or no telemetry, and we want channel 1 to 8 with telemetry on, so we're going to click enter. Now I can see that the red light's flashing on the receiver, so that means it's done. So I'm going to unplug the receiver. I'm just going to plug the receiver back into power.
Telemetry recovered.
Now we can hear on the radio that we've got telemetry, which means we are bound to the radio. So let's just take another look at the radio and have a look at any telemetry that we can get through from the receiver. So now we've done this process, we are going to have to do a fine frequency tune, which is important. If this option appears on your type of receiver, you must do this process. We're going to come back to that in just a moment. So, but first I want to go page across until we get to the last page, telemetry page. Now if we scroll down, and you can see we've got sensors. So we can delete all, there are no sensors on it. So we're going to say discover new. And there we go. There's the telemetry coming back from our receiver. You can see the RSSI. So now we can click stop. So now we will be able to use the telemetry readings that we're getting back to display them on the front of the screen of the radio. Okay, now let's have a look at fine frequency tuning, which is very, very important. Back to the radio. Okie dokie. So we're going to page across and we're going to come back to the setup page of our model. And we're going to go up, and now you will see here we have fine frequency tune there. Now you can do this by watching the receiver itself and watching for it to lose signal, or you can do it by watching the RSSI on the radio. I normally check both. I'll be watching the receiver and listening to the radio, but for this demonstration purpose I'm going to show you it on the actual radio, and you'll see that we lose telemetry. So let's switch back over to it. So we are going to click here on the fine frequency tune. Now first let's go plus. So all we're doing is we are scrolling up until we lose telemetry. So I'll probably speed this process up. We actually want to find the midpoint, which is what we put in.
Lost.
Okay, there we go.
Telemetry recovered.
Okay, switching in.
Signal critical.
There we go, we've lost it. Let's go back down.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
Okay, so now we've got that figure. We must write that figure down. So I'm going to write down on a piece of paper 60. Now we go the opposite way. So we are going to go to a minus figure.
Telemetry lost.
Okay, so we've lost telemetry. Let's go back again.
RF signal critical.
Okay.
Telemetry recovered.
Okay, it's not giving us any RSSI, so let's carry on. I'm looking at the receiver
Telemetry lost.
and it's red, flashing red, so it's not connected.
RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered.
Okay, I can see that the green light's flashing, but it is connected. Let's take that figure. So now we write that figure down, minus 67. So now what you need to do is take those two figures and then divide them by 2. So we've got minus 67 minus 60, which would leave 7. So the midpoint of that would be minus 3.5. But we can't do half figures, so we'll round that up to 8. So we are going to put in our radio minus 4, which should give us the correct frequency adjustment. So we go back to our radio, and we're going to go, oops a daisy,
Telemetry lost.
Oop, too fast.
Telemetry recovered. Telemetry lost. RF signal critical.
Sorry about this, it's going berserk. We should put it there minus 4. And we should be good to go then. We've now done the fine frequency tune. And this is very important. If that option is showing in your radio, when you go to bind your receiver and you see that option, you must do it. Because I've had quite a few subscribers have signal problems. And I've checked them, did you fine frequency tune? And they hadn't. And that was what was causing them the problems. So now there's one more thing we need to do, and that is to set up fail-safe. So let's go back to the radio. Now you can see here we haven't set fail-safe. So for this video, I'm just going to click the enter button and I'm going to say no pulses. So what would happen now is if there's a frequency or a signal loss between the receiver and the transmitter, it will just cut everything. The motor will cut, which is the safest way. Now with fixed wings, you can set up a fail-safe where you put a position in, but I do have other videos that will show you how to do that. Well, I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you have any questions about HTX or programming your radio, your Zorro radio, please leave them in the comment section below, because I will try and help you. Thanks for watching. Happy flying. Bye for now.